Hello and welcome to my first match of the Dominion League season 72. I am in B1 and it is week 4, almost the weekend of week 4, but I do actually have all my matches scheduled, so I've been traveling now. I've backloaded my schedule. I'm going to be playing 3 matches next weekend, but only 1 match this weekend against Kojii, who I played, I don't know, within the past couple of seasons. I don't remember exactly when. Might have been last season. So we got remake, modified, trashing, probably open remake. Throne Room and Procession are the only plus actions. The draw is Carnival. Looks maybe a little bit awkward. Gains, eventually Animal Fair. I guess Commerce can be gains, but not necessarily the most useful. So what are we trying to do here? Go Silver Remake? And just, I guess... The Procession stuff doesn't look amazing. Oh, we do have the pouch. Okay. Forgot about that. Yeah, the problem with Procession is you get the 1 draw card of Carnival that you can't process it into anything. So I think we more so want Throne Rooms. There's also no 3 costs to process into 4 costs. That's for a cage. Interesting. Do we just take another silver here? Throne Room feels early for that. I'm gonna get more silvers off the remake. Not a lot of exciting options here. I mean, I guess if we take a Throne Room, and we don't see anything with it, we can just turtle it forever until we have something to throne. So it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Second remake, I guess, is another option, which can also be turned into a 5. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, bottom deck the remake. That's cool. That's cool. Man. It's 2 cards aside. Huh. Do we take Throne Room now? I guess so. Is there a world where we end up being sad because we have like Throne Remake and then we don't want to trash all the cards? We won't want to trash the pouch. That's like the big one, I guess. But I guess you could turtle the remake 1 of the 2 times. Alright, fine. I'll take a Throne Room. Yeah, I think we do that here, actually. We Throne Remake, and then we trash 2 coppers and then turtle it. I'm not actually sure how that interacts with anymore, with like whether the Throne Room stays out or not. I think we... I think this... Yeah, it didn't get set aside. Okay. So we definitely want to do one estate to a silver. I'm wondering about trashing the other remake versus we could turtle it again. What would we want? We did trash the remake. Like, I could see getting a modify. I think I'm just gonna do the turtle thing. We now have three silvers in the deck. I think I don't really want another one. They got a tracker. Tracker is pretty terminal. I don't really want that either. I mean, I guess one more silver, at least we can remake it into a throne room. Maybe it's fine. Okay, let's take another silver. We could get a 5 here. We don't, if we leave the remake turtled. I don't know if that makes sense, though. I think I might rather just trash Estate Copper and get a throne room. Animal Fair already, interesting. I guess you can remake those into provinces. Alright, turtle this. And do we want modify or carnival? I think I want carnival. This is not really an ideal draw. And we can probably remake the remake at this point, so maybe it's fine. Maybe we just leave the throne room turtled. Now do we want to modify? Probably. Yard kind of down here. Ow. Frickin' carnival. Alright. I'm gonna play this throne room normally. To play... We discarded 2 silvers, 3 silvers. I'd like to turtle the throne room. I guess we can do that. We don't Throne the remake. It's a little bit awkward. We could also just turtle the remake and like trash coppers with the modify. We draw 2 silvers. Could just buy an animal fair, I guess. If we draw 1 silver, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we could trash a silver into a carnival and then trigger the shuffle, and then we know we have a carnival top decked. Unless we draw it, in which case we could throne it to turtle it instead. All right. So we turtle this. And then could remake. But I don't think that does a whole lot. We could get. It wouldn't be bad to get commerce to like get golds to turn into provinces with modify. If we're willing to trash the remake, we could buy like animal fair commerce and get a couple golds that way. All right, so our last throne room is down here. We could just cantrip the modify, throne the. So what, they just trashed their animal fair. They saw their modify. They have no draw. Is there any way they're hitting province? Like even single province here? I wouldn't think so. Right? They just modified animal fair. Oh, they have the remake. They don't have another animal fair. So if we cantrip the modify, trashing copper, we draw the other throne room, and then we throne the first throne. Well, let's see, how much money? 8, 9, 10, 16. So we have 16 money without playing the animal fair. So we could triple here, trashing the animal fair. Maybe there's not much reason to do that, though. I think do throne, turtle, that. Draw all of that. Oh, that's only 15. Whoops. My bad. We get one more modify, though. We can get a bunch of provinces in theory. Okay, so Carnival. Wait, so we didn't get to turtle the Carnival twice? Oh, I set aside. Okay, that's fine. So do we throw in the Carnival now, or does it matter if we throw in Throne? I think it's better to. I think we want to draw all of this. Okay, so now gold to province, animal fair to province, buy a province gives us 24 points. That should be a win, right? Okay, that was exciting. Yeah. I think my opponent underbuilt there. Berserker. Oh boy. We have a 2-5 with alms. That's probably good. Gotta be good. No trashing. Unless you want to count Native Village. Guildhall, there's no obvious big thing there. Probably Highwayman attack is a little less relevant with alms, but it's still a pretty good opener. We could just alms for Walled Village. Maybe it's not Highwayman though. Maybe if we want to try to hit 5 again with an action in play to get the Berserker thing going. Might be Paddock is the best option. Village Paddock. There is an argument for going for the Native Village because of the set-aside stuff, but I think I prefer. I'm trying to think. Like, Native Village is going to be at its best when you have a lot of draw already and you like trigger a shuffle with Highwayman and then like set those aside and then pick them up like within the same turn or something like that. Also, I guess early with Berserker discard maybe, but I think. I mean, admittedly, the Walled Village doesn't do anything. It's just I don't think we need to get silver, and I don't think we want to get silver. Native Village does make it less likely that we hit 5 when we see the Paddock. And Walled Village will eventually do a thing, even though it won't initially. We could also just go for Relic. That doesn't play as nicely with alms, but I don't know if that matters. Walled Village will still let us activate Berserker. Yeah, let's get a Relic, actually. Which... Alright, do we want to get Ranger already? Probably, since we've got the Walled Village. Oh, this is like being auto-top decked. I guess that's fine. Second Walled Village or second Ranger? Given that we are top decking the Walled Village, second Ranger probably is fine. Ooh. Well, we're probably going to draw the Berserker dead, but... oh, we didn't! Incredible. Okay, so Berserker's going to gain us another Walled Village, but we are a little bit short on actions, but then again, we're not likely to see them next turn anyway. We could get a Bazaar, or we could just go ahead and add another Terminal Highwayman. I'm going to say Bazaar, I think. Oh, we're gonna get Zerked here, presumably. Yeah, if we had seen the Berserker like earlier in the shuffle and then double played the Ranger so that we could have picked up a Walled Village with the Berserker before the shuffle, then I think Highwayman would have been the pickup. But sadly, all right. Now we could get another Ranger, but I do want to get Highwayman, so I think I'm just going to take another Walled Village. Now do we take another Ranger? Sure. Well, this worked out nicely, at least in some respects. Do we want to? Yeah, we draw. I think I want to. I think I want to not gain another. Well, are we gonna buy? I do want a Highwayman. We have 8 coins. We could take a native village. We could go Ranger Bazaar. And then pick up the Highwayman after that. Oh, there's also King's Court. We should get a King's Court. Right. Never mind. Okay, that inclines me more towards taking the other Ranger. Well, it's not exactly what I was looking for. It's not terrible, though. Guess we'll take another Walled Village. Not getting berserked. Surprising. Piles are going to run here because of the Berserker stuff, so we need to be cognizant of that. You know, I probably shouldn't have triggered that shuffle before playing the Berserker. I just sort of autopiloted that one. I think this is Walled Village, even though it does make their paddock better. And even though paddock is non-terminal, I kind of want Highwayman. Well, it would be nice to King's Court the Ranger again if we can. We cannot. Okay. We can King's Court this Ranger. Let's see, it's going to go... We're only going to draw once. We do have another Ranger down there. Is there something that we want to... Do we, like, want a silver here? 7, 8, 9, 10. We'd get to 12. That would let us buy King's Court and a 5. That does seem worthwhile. King's Court, and I do think getting a paddock is good. The combination of Relic and Berserker has got to hurt. Like, they haven't been playing with Relic, so we haven't felt that, but I wonder if we might be able to win this turn. We had 6 buys. If we Berserk for a Ranger, we get to 7 buys, and well, we had, I guess. Let's play some Walled Villages first. Okay, now we've got King's Court, Bazaar Ranger. Probably we would prefer Paddock Ranger. Oh, we get 3 targets anyway. Surely we can win off of King's Courting the Berserker, right? Ranger, estate. And then we need 6 estates. We had 12 coins and 6 buys last turn. It's gotta be... I mean, maybe we should... double check. 4 buys. Well, we definitely have the buys. Yeah, alright. That 5-2 was quite good, I would say. Just getting that Relic attack going, and then getting the Berserker going early as well. Like, we got that on turn 3. Anyway, so now we've got Ratcatcher, Hideout, Trashing, also replace Highwayman again, Mastermind and Hideout of the plus actions, draws Poet, Highwayman, Monkey, Experiment. Replace looks good. We can turn estates into poets. Then we get Kind Emperor. Gain sack of loot, pawn, gather. Gather also looks good, although with monkey, obelisk monkey even, there's some downside to that for sure. Wonder about opening with monkey. How urgently do we need to trash? Like, do we want to open with either Ratcatcher or Hideout? We could just go like Monkey Poet or something and try to get to Replace. Replace has 2 costs that it can turn coppers into, so it's not like essential that we play with Ratcatcher or Hideout, though we probably do want to. But, well, replace copper to Ratcatcher and then play Ratcatcher and then reuse the Ratcatcher to rush copper can also be a thing. I don't know, maybe this is totally wrong, but I'm gonna go for Monkey Poet. Okay, well, I guess we'll take a Ratcatcher here. Wow. Okay. Do we even want to trigger the shuffle? I mean, it gives us a chance to play the Ratcatcher. That's the main thing. Hitting like 6 or whatever is not really what I'm looking for right now. But 7. Nah. 7 would have been good. Although it would have drawn them a bunch of cards too. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get a replace. Hopefully they don't hit 7. And do that while I don't have my monkey in play. That would be sad. They did just reveal an estate, so probably not. What did they buy turn 3? Also a Ratcatcher. Well, I suppose if they had 7, they'd probably have already clicked on Gather. Kind Emperor with Monkey is going to be a thing too. What is this? And now, it's quite unclear whether I should trash with the Ratcatcher, right? Because I guess the odds of us hitting 7 are pretty low. All right. So we could get a Hideout to have plus actions for next turn when we potentially see Monkey and Replace, though the odds are that we won't. We could just go for another Poet. Kind Emperor is when you remove the last thing. So if we go for Poet, we get to activate Kind Emperor on our turn if they play their Poet, which they did not last turn, so they probably will this turn. So I think I like getting a Poet. And could also consider getting a Mastermind. We're definitely going to want Mastermind. Yeah, let's do it. All right, I think it's time for another monkey. Apparently, opponent thinks so too. I might have to take another hideout here. We can play Mastermind and Monkey or Replace or whatever. I mean, I guess if we find... If we find the one hideout, we wouldn't need to... No, we do. Yeah, because we want to play Monkey, Mastermind, and Replace. Okay. I think we're gonna... It's not gonna be too long until we get to the point where the monkeys are just drawing the decks. Although neither of us are going to have the money for Gather in the short term because we're having to trash copper. So what are we replacing into? Like, we could replace into hideout if we find the other hideout, but we are not guaranteed to do that. That's a little bit awkward. We're pretty close to guaranteed, I guess. So maybe we don't take a hideout. Maybe we take a 5 cost. Or another poet. Because we do it the other way around if we're going to take poet. The problem is we don't have the actions to play another 5 cost. I mean, we take a mastermind just to have it for next turn, I guess. That way we don't have to buy it. I guess I'll do that. Uh-oh. I might have screwed up here. No! What were the odds? No! 1 in 5? Ugh. Punished. Punished so hard. And as you can see, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. Oh my god. That's some bad news, that is. Alright. I kind of want a Highwayman, but then again, maybe we don't actually need it. God damn it, that was bad. Like, the monkey makes it less likely that we need the Highwayman. The main thing. Maybe we just take like another poet or something that's like a good mastermind target. Ugh, damn it. Okay, so we do have the poet here, so we're gonna have 4 terminal actions if we triple play the poet and not the hideout. We can also replace into hideout to get another one. So we do already have another mastermind in our deck. We really would like to get 2 masterminds into play, so we could do... Those actions could be monkey, mastermind, mastermind, replace. That seems reasonable enough. Be good to get a sack of loot. or hit gather. I don't know how we would do that exactly. Yeah, I think that if we weren't already behind, I think we are definitely now because of that gamble that I took that did not pay off. I don't really know why I did that either. I could have just replaced into the poet. That was just kind of silly. Just kind of silly. And they're getting to gather while I don't have a monkey in play. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do we call Ratcatcher on estate? I guess we probably do. As we're gonna want to do better things with the replace than just get rid of estates. Okay. Yeah, I would really like to get another mastermind going, as I said. Um, that last card is our other mastermind. We don't necessarily want to play both of the monkeys right now anyway. We could hit... no, we're a card short. Yeah, we would have needed to bottom deck the monkey. We could... I guess we could trash. Excuse me. Hideout could trash not copper in order for us to hit gather if we wanted to do that. If we just want to get a sack of loot, we can do that off of getting a silver. It does mean that we don't draw the other mastermind, though. Ugh, that's annoying. I think I value the mastermind more. Just... do... state into one more poet, I guess. Could play both monkeys. I don't really think we need to. And then I guess we just take another 4 cost that we plan to replace into sack of loot, which probably might as well be poet. At some point, I guess it starts to make sense to just gain experiments, even though our opponent draws cards, because we're going to draw cards anyway. This turn we're going to get a mastermind, but... I wonder if it makes sense to chain masterminds because of the Kind Emperor thing. I don't know. I always try to avoid that because I just find it too confusing, but... Gains a hideout. Really? Why? Maybe they're just planning. They haven't played all 3 of their hideouts. Maybe they're planning to replace it. Oh wait, there's one in the trash. Never mind. I don't know. I doubt that it's that essential that they trash all those coppers this turn. With the monkey draw. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're planning to replace in a mastermind, but I'm surprised that they haven't already tried to set up multiple masterminds a turn. Yeah, actually, just off of the masterminds alone, even without Poet finding anything, we're already guaranteed to draw our deck. So even if our opponent gains nothing, we draw 1 card from Monkey, we draw 6 cards from 2 Poets, and we draw 1 card with Ratcatcher. So yeah, we definitely don't need Experiment now anyway, and we don't really need to trash. We can, but we don't need to. Maybe we can mastermind the replace. It's looking more promising all the time. Yeah, I mean, we know we're going to gain a mastermind, so let's just do that. So we could replace 2 Poets into Sacks of Loot. And then what? Also, what is this last card? Is it just another copper? No, we trashed down to 4 coppers last turn. It could just be another Poet, I guess. I don't think so. I definitely think we want the Sacks of Loot. I mean, we get a 3rd one. Just fine. Let them draw all the cards, whatever, who cares? We do need to play the 2 masterminds and the monkey, but we'll have enough actions for that anyway. We actually don't have... If we get 3 sacks of loot and we have 3 coppers, that's still not enough to gather. We should probably be aiming to gather with if we play the hideout. Which I guess maybe we don't have to, but... The alternative would be to take like a gold or something. We trash the rat catcher into silver. Yeah. We should have done this in a different order, but it doesn't matter. It was a poet. Okay. Maybe I should have just left that poet on top. I probably should have. All right. I think... they're going to draw their deck anyway. We might as well gain experiments. The poet... and... probably another replace. I wouldn't be surprised if they can like find a win this turn, but if they can't, maybe there's a world where I can do something. They do only have the one mastermind. That is, you know, good. It looks like they're going for something anyway. Yeah, they probably have it. Triple, they have another replace. They have the buys from the sacks of loot. They need 5 gains. And they already have the points lead. Yeah, they have the hammer. They surely have this. Okay. Yeah, it was really that one turn that sunk me, I think. Although I was already a little bit behind before that. I'm not exactly sure why. So we've got goat trashing. Also, salvager raise an apprentice. Hunting party draw no plus actions. Oh, forged for trashing as well. Jeez. No plus actions. This board looks like you can draw, but it looks weak. I guess Field's Gift is plus actions, but eh. What do we want to be our terminal? It could just be engineer, like swap plus engineer. We can get a bunch of hunting parties. So we open like Engineer Pixie, probably. I guess one issue with that is that if we want plus buy, we need to play with Salvager, but we can do that later in the game. I don't think Salvager early is like, because we're going to trash an estate in the opening. I mean, we wouldn't have to, but I don't think it makes a ton of sense. Well, the problem is if you trash a copper instead of an estate, like, yeah, you're more likely to be able to salvage a state, but you're also more likely to just have not that much money anyway. I don't know. I think it's just Engineer Pixie. Flame's Gift. That would let us hit 5 next turn, most likely. In fact, definitely. Which does seem pretty good. Sad that we see neither Pixie nor Goat, but... Alright, I think we start with one hunting party, then we get a swap. Really want all the Pixies. Jeez. Just taking all the boons. Watch them empty the Pixies here. So... This is why Pixie can be annoying. Oh, that... I would like to get a gold. But... our hunting party stops. We obviously we can only take one. The hunting party will also stop on copper unless we have a copper top decked, which I guess we probably do, but... This is also the last Pixie that we have, which is some nonsense, but... I don't think I can... Oh, no, wait. No, we do have one other one. Okay. Oh! The Pixie spam is so annoying. Do not like it. Alright, I think... Do we want a silver in our deck yet? It is another card that Hunting Party will trip on. Like we can pop the engineer for silver plus like some action card that we want to swap, and then buy another one. And that action card is probably, I don't know, guide? Guide's alright. Man. There's no way you don't take the wisps. There's no way. Dang it. I wanted to find my engineer so I could replace that Pixie. Now they're just going to take it. I'm kind of thinking we don't actually need gold here. We just get one more hunting party, and then we engineer maybe for a few more silvers, and we kind of do it that way. Really would have liked to find an engineer. Oof. Well, we discard our entire hand except for the hunting party to gain 2 golds, and then we draw 2 coppers. Or... Oh, man. Why? Damn it. It would legitimately be useful to get a gold, but... If we just discard 3 coppers, we'll draw 1 copper, skip the others, draw the gold, and have 7 coins. God damn it. If we don't do it, I mean, we could discard engineer, copper, and then if we draw the gold, we can hit province. Fucking hell. This sucks. We could also just buy a gold if we're not going to province this turn anyway. So maybe I was wrong about us not needing that. Annoying. Yeah, we're just going to be behind again. Urgh. And I think mostly what happened is they got better Pixie boons in the early going. Guess we can take another swap here. Should we just take Salvager so that we have the option? I guess probably. And then we also have to think about 6. We have 10 right now. So salvaging a 5 isn't even going to be enough for us to hit province or double province. So I guess we're going to need, I don't know what the hell we're going to need. Need our opponent to dud, maybe. I don't know how that's going to happen. I suppose... Do we need to try to do double duchy here? Maybe. What's the best way to do that? We can salvage a 5 that we swap into. We keep the engineer? Maybe not. But how are we going to gain things? It's a problem. It is a problem. Do we even trash copper? Right now we can hit 13. I think the answer is no. He almost dudded. Ugh. Jeez. So we can potentially take a tie here. I don't know if we actually can, but... Oh, that's interesting. If we somehow manage to draw our deck... Hmm... I think I'm taking this, taking an estate, and another salvager. Yeah, okay. We were doomed anyway. It's not right. How this played out. Stupid Pixie nonsense. Seemed like the table broke, but then it didn't. I don't know. Okay, we've got Peasant. Thinning is Sanctuary and Develop. I don't think we're gonna... I mean, we guess we could borrow for Sanctuary, but I think I'd rather just go Peasant Magpie. We got buys from Sanctuary, draw from Magpie City Quarter. Peasant, of course, does all the things. I wonder if Leprechaun comes into play. Well, I don't want to borrow now because I don't want to bottom deck my Peasant. So I guess we take another Magpie. Uh-oh. God damn it! Okay. Develop on estates does not look good since there's no good 3 costs to gain. Do we want Conspirator yet? Do we want City Quarter yet? Do we want another Peasant? We usually want another Peasant. That's usually how it works, but I guess we could do Peasant City Quarter. It's a little aggressive, but we do have a number of Magpies at this point. We do need to get a city quarter into our deck for Disciple to gain, so there's also that consideration. Aha! Being the Magpie seems like a bit of an odd choice to me there. Like, I would probably presumably have picked up that Magpie, but like, this doesn't seem that important. I don't know. Okay. Our opponent, so we have a soldier. They have a soldier. So we could definitely get another peasant and expect it to get to Disciple. So we could go peasant, city quarter, or peasant conspirator city quarter. Yeah, why not? Well, this is potentially why not. But on the other hand, it increases the action density for our city quarters, so it's a trade-off. And it's fine. We now have 3 fugitives. They got to Disciple City Quarter. This is all because we bottom decked our peasant in the opening. And they draw deck, thanks to that. Man. We've got more peasants up the line, but they got to Disciple first, which is bad news. I haven't really stopped to consider yet whether I want to play with Leprechaun. Probably need to do more thinning first. Oh, really? Get to upgrade that fugitive. Alright, what did they end up doing? Just not buying a city quarter. Fair enough. We're about to get 2 disciples. There's going to be 2 disciples left. We have a fugitive. They have a fugitive. So getting another peasant at this point does not look as good. For the purpose of getting a disciple, there is plus buy to consider, but we don't need too much of that right now. So I think... Could take the Leprechaun and just play it, you know, if and when it's convenient. Do we want to go into debt to take another city quarters? And then another question, given that we're about to have 2 disciples and we could potentially just gain city quarters that way. But we do need to line it all up. I think I'm going to be bold. I'm going to take the Leprechaun and the city quarter. And I do think I want to upgrade this to a soldier for the attack. Jeez. No! Ugh. I see my animations broke. I do not approve of how this has gone at all. They got to do the thing before I got to do the thing, even though I went for the thing first. Man. BS. How they exiled so many coppers already? I guess they did open with a sanctuary. That's probably why. Okay. That's fair enough, I guess. I still think if I hadn't bottom decked my peasant, Saw would be looking a lot different. Wait, they got a fugitive? Yeah, you don't want a fugitive. We actually have to watch for piles now because we got 3 disciples. We can empty the city quarters this turn. They did want a fugitive. Okay. All right. 3. We don't really need the actions from Disciple. So we might want to just Disciple Sanctuary without without Discipling. And that way we can get another city quarter. 3, 4, 5. We play one more, and then we activate the Leprechaun. We could just play a Magpie before that. Getting another Conspirator wouldn't be bad either. For the payload. Now we could Disciple the Leprechaun, but I don't really want the second Leprechaun in my deck. That's the problem with that line. Also, what to wish for? I mean, it could just be Conspirator. Maybe Longship. We definitely don't need to Disciple a City Quarter from the perspective of this turn. So the argument against doing that is just that, essentially. But having it is good. I think I will do it. Just make sure that we have enough. And then we have enough to buy Province, which doesn't entirely stave off a pile out, but it probably does. I mean, they've only got the 2 Disciples. If we get the Province, they basically have to empty on estates, which they're not going to have the buys to do, most likely. Wishing for Longship, if we do that, then just like helps with our reliability for next turn, not like drawing a handful of junk. I think I'll do that. Oh, they also have 8 debt. Wait, that's an interesting choice. They didn't want to Disciple the City Quarter. Maybe they're worried about pile out, which I guess is fair. Maybe we could pile this turn with a good draw. Disciple City Quarter, Disciple a couple Sanctuaries, wish for Sanctuary, and then buy 3 Sanctuaries. We have enough money for that. We do have enough money. Well, they also didn't activate the Leprechaun. That's good. Longship should help with that as well. Hey. Longship also helps with this. Okay, well now it gets harder, because we've also got to pick up at least in the state. So we just Disciple the City Quarter right now, and commit to that. Yeah, the issue that we run into is if we had... Oh, we had to pay off debt in the last turn, though, so we should be able to afford an estate. Yeah, okay. I think we just go for it, then. We do want to find the leprechaun in time. We don't need to disciple the city quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now we double check our math. So 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is enough to buy 3 sanctuaries. Wait, so we don't have enough? 3, 4, 5 buys. Why do we not have enough? We gained a gold. Oh no, no, I was accounting for the debt. Oh wait, there's borrow. Does that only gets us 1 coin? It gets us enough money to empty the estates, but not the buys. We have 5 buys. We disciple a sanctuary. We get to 7 buys. We gain a sanctuary. We get to 8 buys. So we should be able to do this on estates, right? Five, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then borrow for 16. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 3 buys. Wish gets us a 4th buy. The 2 sanctuaries get us 5, 6 buys. The disciple gets us a 7th buy, and the disciple gains a sanctuary, which gets us an 8th buy. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, I complained, but in the end, we got there. I'm going to credit it to having more disciples. Last one. Growth. Okay. With collection. Trashing is River Shrine, Goat Herd. Draw is going to be the awkward part, I guess, because like crew, it's hard to use a bunch of them, and then there's Alchemist, which is just kind of annoying in general. I think River Shrine definitely makes sense. You can rush. Next time you gain an action card, play it. River Shrine, start a cleanup. You can, like, what would you rush with River Shrine? Smugglers? Maybe? Goat Herd? I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm wondering about Stockpile River Shrine. Like, if you see them both at the same time, that's obviously not very helpful. But you can use it to buy rush and then... I don't know. I think Potion... I think we are going to want to end up playing with Potion here. I think so. And then maybe we play with like 1 or 2 crews, but probably most of our terminal space is spent on smugglers. Freaking smugglers. That's another card you could rush. If I didn't mention it already. Maybe I did. I think I did. Maybe it's really the only card you want to rush. I mean, maybe Goat Herd. I don't know, but... Hey-ho. So here we could do it. We could rush smugglers to smuggle a stockpile. If we want smugglers in the deck anyway, then that makes sense. If we don't, I don't know that it makes too much sense. Like, we could just gain the stockpile. But maybe we actually just take a potion here. I think so. What do we do here? I wasn't expecting to have 7. Unfortunately, we can't rush collection. Doesn't mean anything. That's like... Rushing crew does not seem great. Doesn't seem terrible. We could just buy a collection without rushing it, obviously. Buy collection pawn. You get a stockpile back and buy something cheaper, but I don't know what that would be. At 8, I would probably do village crew, but... And what is the value of having a pawn in the deck? I guess Rush Goat Herd would draw those 2 cards off the top. Doesn't seem super relevant. I mean, it's good for cycling. That's like the main thing. But then we're not like adding very much value to our deck. I mean, we would get to trash a copper. I don't know, maybe that is good. Maybe. I think I just want the collection. And I guess I'll take the pawn. Why not? I suppose the pawn is good with shop. Or not like good, but like it's a target for shop, if absolutely nothing else. Now here, if I happen to top deck my collection, I will be pretty tempted to do the rush goat herd thing. I didn't. Probably just get the stockpiles back. Or the stockpile, because I only have 1. We could just take a village here, I guess. We will need one. Could also gain it with the River Shrine, but obviously that doesn't matter. This is potentially going to be an unfortunate... Oh, we're okay. That's a lot of money. This could be collection crew. Oh, growth is going to be active. That makes it a little bit more tempting to take double collection, but... Or platinum. I don't know about platinum. I think collection, village, brew. I'm actually not sure whether it's better to do... like get another collection here or to get an alchemist. Or Russia smugglers. Doesn't really do it. If I had a collection in play, then rushing a smugglers would give me an extra point, which would be nice, but I don't, so... We could rush an alchemist and then we get to top deck it. Yeah, I was afraid of that, but there was no particular reason to believe that the draw was going to be that unfortunate. It's a lot of stockpiles. I'm not actually convinced that you want like all that many stockpiles here. Guess we're going to play on. Do we need to take card action here? We have the crew down there. We also have a village. In the world where we find the crew, are we okay with not playing the River Shrine? I guess we probably are. Should we not trash the copper? Then we could go Alchemist Collection Village. Hmm. I think that's better. What? They... This draw. All those... I guess the stockpiles, they hadn't triggered the shuffle yet, but... Oh, I kind of forgot about the rush smugglers thing. I could have done that last turn. Gotten extra points for it. Oops. Need to keep that in mind for this turn. Maybe we were supposed to take a shop instead of a village, but... I mean, it would be nice to be able to add another crew to the deck. Have the actions for it. So they have 5 stockpiles. No idea how many of them they have in hand, but that is a lot of money. Well, that's a bunch of them. Alright. Fortunately, they only got 2 collections into play. Whoa. That's... interesting. Okay, so down there I have a copper and a village, I believe. Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's any possible way that I have a win here. Like, emptying the pawns is annoying because, like, it means if we empty the stockpiles, we don't get any points with it, but... Did they buy nothing but pawns? They bought a stockpile and then a whole bunch of pawns, so rushing smugglers isn't going to do us any good. So we have 3 collections. We get 3 points per gain. And we're down by 15, so we'd need 5 gains. That doesn't seem very likely, does it? Didn't even find their potion, right? So there's a good chance that they just have a garbage turn. Alright, I think this is card coin. And then we have 12 coins. So you could do like collection shop, alchemist. And yeah, it does put us in a pretty awkward spot. We need more payload. That much is clear. I mean, we could just... I guess we could also just buy like trash 2 coppers and buy double collection and take 2 shops. That doesn't really help them. Well, it does help them pile out because if they can get 2 collections and 2 villages, they don't need to empty the stockpiles. Yeah. I mean, if we want payload, we could also just do like platinum gold collection, shop alchemist, trash nothing again. I guess. And hopefully they have a bad turn here. They don't have a village or an alchemist on top. They will potentially. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is already close to where if I had lowered collections by 2, I would have lost. But, not there. And they can lower piles even more by doing like collection stockpile village or something, but I guess they could take an estate too off the stockpile gain. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder for me to win, to be honest. They're also now going to have 2 crews and not necessarily any villages in their next hand, but I definitely don't want to... Like, I hope I can win this turn. Okay, well, Yeah. We didn't find the Pawn of the Alchemist. We only found 2 collections? Jeez. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we can get a colony, and that gets us to 24. And then and then we're a little short of colony province, which would give us the lead at least. Colony double stockpile we could do, but that's a loss. We could take estates off of it, but wait. What if we ritualed? I was thinking about ritualing the River Shrine, but there's other things we could ritual too. We get 9 VP from ritualing this platinum. Unfortunately, we're 1 coin short of colony ritual. If we do that. Alternatively, we do have another village down here. So if we're willing to forego top decking the potion, we could ritual that. We could also ritual the gold. So 14 if we play the platinum, so that's actually not enough either. For colony ritual. So we need to like I mean, for what it's worth, if we rush some smugglers to empty the collections, we will get extra points from our collections. So, they gained smugglers. So we could we could rush smugglers to gain smugglers. Is that a win? Rush smugglers, gain smugglers is 4 VP. We buy colony, rush smugglers, that's... No, we rush smugglers to gain collection to gain smugglers. It still costs... The problem is that still costs more money. If we gain 2 smugglers, that gets us 4 VP, which gets us to 17. So that... Wait, that's actually not enough anyway. I don't know. I think I had my math wrong when I was doing that. I think I said it got me to 20. Colony got me to 24. It only gets me to 23. So I guess maybe I was talking about for the tie. I mean, we rush smugglers twice. Why would we do that? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. I was trying to figure out a way that like I could gain stockpile to gain estate or something like that. Like if we rush smugglers to gain collection, we could gain estate, but that doesn't help. So Colony Ritual gets us 14 VP. We're just in a pickle. Rush Smugglers also gets us 4 VP, so it's the same as the Ritual. It costs 1 more coin, which doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, I guess Colony Ritual Estate is that a tie? No, Ritual doesn't get us 4 VP. It only gets us 3 because we get the curse. Is there a line with province? That seems unlikely. We rush smugglers for 4 VP, and then we need 11 VP to tie or 12 to win. How do we do that? And I guess I haven't considered, like, with only 2, it really just sucks that we only have 2 collections in play. If we had drawn more collections, we would just have win. Like, just 1 more collection would have been enough. I mean, I guess rushing. Oh, is shop worded? You may play an action card. So, like, rushing shop does return some money. Did we gain a shop last turn? We did. We didn't see that either. Rushing shop gains some money back. But, I mean, you're still buying rush, so it's not net money unless we find, like, the pawn. I just don't see how any of that helps. If we bought triple, if we didn't play the platinum and just bought triple ritual, that would be 8 and 6 is 14. That's not enough to take the lead. I think we just got hosed, and that's all there is to it. Does that mean we need to trash coppers? Maybe we rush an alchemist instead. Province, rush alchemist. Hope for the best. I mean, not province, colony. I mean, if they don't have a village, there's a... Drew every copper in our deck and 2 out of 4 collections? Even the coin from shop might have been enough to get us to a tie, or the coin from pawn. Yeah. I'd say that was a bullshit draw. Like, I mean, we did see the platinum. You need the potion, though. And, like, collection would have been better than the gold, too. I think we couldn't afford to do what we needed to do the previous turn if we trashed copper. Otherwise, I would have just done that. Like, and then we wouldn't have choked on the coppers. But yeah, I'm annoyed by this. I think well, the River Shrine, we also drew the River Shrine. Yeah, because if we'd had one more coin, that would have been enough for Colony, Rush, Smuggler's Estate, which would have at least been enough for a tie. So if we'd just seen Shopper Pawn, that would have done the trick. If we'd seen another collection, it would have been a win because we would have gotten more points for the rushing the smugglers. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I think... I mean... I think, I mean, maybe they did have a better approach by, like, getting so many stockpiles. I'm not sure. I also wonder about whether I should have that one turn I could have like I got collection, I could have smuggled it instead. It would have added another stop card to the deck. Would have also given me some extra points. I'm not sure. But yeah. I think it was obviously winnable with what I did, and I just needed to have better draws there. I mean, that felt like that way in several of the games, but oh well. Anyway, well, thanks for watching. Like I said, I've got 3 matches coming up next weekend, so until then.